have to be wondering about this. This is something I came across. It's an AM radio actually. I was at a pond out east running one of my boats and a kid come up to me, had some stuff for sale, was getting out of the hobby. This was in his box of stuff that I bought off him. So I sent it off and I got it rebuilt. Interesting thing about AM radios, it has probably better range, at least it range checks better than FM. The guys that rebuilt the radio for me told me, yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's a great radio. So that's what I'm flying this Kadet Senior on. That's what I set it up on, just to use the system, and I've never changed it. Today I'm bringing you from the hangar the Sig manufactured Kadet Senior. A classic airplane. The original was trike landing gear with lots of dihedral, big light wing loaded trainer. I've seen this plane done up in many variations. Mine is done as a reduced dihedral tail dragger with wheel pants, and I also have split flaps on it. This is an airplane that a lot of the guys, myself included, in the Delaware RC Club, I seen going back to after they graduated from trainer sport plane to an aerobatic plane. Then it seemed like a lot of us were going back to a plane like this, something that would fly low and slow, do every maneuver in the book. Just a joy to fly around the field. Do not forget to put the antenna up on these old radios. So here's the split flaps coming on. We won't use them on takeoff. This plane doesn't need it. All right. Wind coming from the left, what little bit there is. We'll take off from right to left. What a sound. 4-stroke nitro. You saw in the owner's manual supercharged, fuel injected, regulated 4-stroke YS53. All right, range checked. Everything's been going over in the last couple weeks. This thing has been sitting for a long time. And she's in the air. Wow. Suppose we need to trim it. There it is. Hands off. Ailerons are off a little. Let's get her back around here. I think it's climbing a little bit. All right, that's not bad. Let's bring it back over here for another check. I'm running just under half throttle. Another check on the trim. Climbing slightly. And still, is that the wind at the end there, or is it flying slightly to the left? Let's see. It's pretty good. All right. Sig Kadet Senior. Let's take it a little higher to have a little margin for safety. I want to see how it does full throttle. Margin for safety being I could trade altitude for speed and do a dead stick landing if it stalls. This engine hasn't been run for a long time. Full throttle climb. And a loop at the top. All right, it's a little rich, but pulling strong. So this is a plane where you want to coordinate turns, rudder, and ailerons is more effective than just the ailerons. Downwind pass. Still a nice slow upwind pass down the field here. And yes, it will do loops and rolls, fly inverted. See what we can do with her. So I'm doing that roll with aileron and rudder. If maybe all you guys are familiar with that. Way more effective way to roll. Downwind, a little slower airspeed. Controls were a little less effective, but it gets through it. Now loop. Cut the throttle at the top. Beautiful. You say it will fly upside down. Yes, it will fly upside down. So here's a touch and go with no flaps. Whoop, looks like the idle's set a little too fast. Just wouldn't land. Just kept flying with that idle setting. Should have set that a little lower on the ground before I took off. Little rudder correction on the runway.
full throttle, get it up off the deck. And now we'll do a higher approach landing with full split flaps. Full split flaps coming on now, and it'll tend to pitch up. I have to hold down elevator. I don't have mixing on this. I actually have to drag it in with throttle. What a beauty. Flaps coming off. Yes. YS53 4-stroke. That's how slow I have to have it idle in order to land. What a joy to fly. Kill motor. Here we are. Back in the air from the hangar. Sig Kadet Senior. .78-inch wingspan. Yep. Big, light, slow flying, fun plane. If you stayed with me and watched it this far, you get to see this footage, the wreckage of the Sig Kadet Senior. Total loss, and put it in trying to get some drone footage. I had the drone set up this far end of the runway. I shot footage of a takeoff, and the wind is picking up a little bit for efficiency reasons. While I had the drone up there recording, it turned around, came this way, attempted to get a roll on drone footage, downwind, roll, bad move. This is the accident scene. It didn't get through the roll, lost altitude, went in right here, total loss. Hate to report it, and it feels like I should. The demise of the Sig Kadet Senior. Most definitely not repairable. Crying shame. I had so much more to share with you about this plane. Stories like the old guy that framed a dozen of these just because he liked building, sold them to us for the framed up kits for the cost of the kits. Then we went and finished our planes, each one of us that bought one how we wanted to. Stories about these balsa wood wheel pants, how to make wheel pants out of balsa. How I use exposed x-ray film from the aerospace company out east I worked at. A buddy of mine that also flew model airplanes, actually the old guy that taught me how to fly, Bill Brenchley, he showed me that trick. I guess they run some of these sheets through the x-ray machine when they're warming it up, and then they just have those exposed sheets. So that was the side windows, tinted windows, make a nice tinted window. How I use these old servos that came with the AM radio, and they work just fine. Now I modified this to a bolt-on wing. Frame this up to make these split flaps. Cool little mod. Framed up these pockets, painted inside of them. Made the linkage. Made all these servo mounts. Here's the linkage for the flaps, the split flaps, all custom made, all scrap now. It's not fixable. Looking at it, done. We got a motor I'll pull out of here, clean it up, check it out. She went in hard. It was full throttle. Never even got any drone footage. I forgot to hit record on the drone even. So, a very bad day.